So to begin with, I like to make sure the handbrake's on and put it in drive just to keep the shifter out of the way. And then pop off these little side trims. This side trim here. This trim here, you can just open the glove box and pull it. Start at one end on the left usually, is best. Next step is a 7mm ratchet, and you've got 4 hex head bolts to take out. That's there. Pull the aircon unit out. Disconnect the plug on the back. Install that safely. And next step is take out the screen. Disconnect the 3 plugs on the back of the screen. Undo these 4 hex head bolts. Then I'm going to remove the main radio unit. Disconnect all the plugs. These 2 are a bit in the way of each other. Watch out with that. Okay. Put that aside, we don't need that anymore. If you're not doing the heated seats modification, 3 plugs, they can be actually cable tied out the way. Next step is to remove the original screen and the air vents from the fascia, because we need to reuse that. On this car, it's a chrome one. You need a 7mm spanner, a little one, 7mm ratchet, and 2 screwdrivers, Phillips heads, one sort of medium, one's a bit smaller, and a little flat blade screwdriver. Each vent's got 3 screws, little hex head. 1 bolt there, 1 bolt there, 1 in here, and then there's a couple of clips that hold it. 1 clip on the side here. Just release that, and that's enough to get it out. 1 on the top and 1 on the side if you can't get it out. Have to do both. Little flat blade helps. Next step, take all these screws out for the fascia. Just need to get this surround off the rest of the screen. Just need this part. This original screen you no longer need, so you can put that with the other main part of the radio. And then get the fascia that comes with the kit. Screw the metal bracket onto the main fascia as shown. There's 2 bigger screws at the top and then 2 little ones at the bottom. And then we bring the 2 fascias together and then screw together with the 12 screws. Be very gentle because these trims are quite fragile. Next step is to get the new radio and these black brackets and the screws, and just chuck the brackets on as shown, as down and out that way as possible, and then like that on the other side. Then you want to chuck the new screen in the fascia. You might need to bend these brackets in a little bit, and then you want to get it in equally. So you want it equal, straight sort of thing. And in as far as you can get it up against this bit here. Very careful doing what I'm doing, pushing on the screen. Be very gentle. So then you just need 2 more screws and 2 nuts. Got a nut on one side and a screw on the other. In that location there. Do it up fairly tight. Just have to fine tune it. And then it should look like that. So it's parallel with this bracket here, equal. All right. Next step, let's put these vents in. So they clip in using a couple of the original clips. And then you put the 3 bolts back in for the air vents, each side. So that is the assembled radio and fascia. To make it a little bit easier to install, you can chuck in a couple of these little adapters. Okay, let's go. Chuck it in the car. So to put in the car, you just need to run all the cables. This is the USB cables going into the glove box for the add-ons. Wi-Fi antenna and reverse camera inputs. Main cable, module, antennas, USB port. And then ever so carefully, plug everything in. Start with the longer leads. Don't press directly on the screen, just sort of put your fingers either side of the frame. It's not easy, might be easier with a second person. Once you get everything plugged in, you literally just jiggle it into place there, push it in. So the next step we've got is the initial setup. On English, obviously. So you want to select, make sure there's no CAN bus selected, null. And you can skip all that if you haven't got any accessories. Skip that, reboot. Next, we want to go into the apps, go toggle voice. Just make sure this voice assistant icon is off. It's just a bit annoying. And then settings, launcher, navbar style, and then custom. Next we go to vehicle, reverse camera, turn those 2 off. And then we go to sound, go down to audio mix settings, reverse gear, audio mix settings, and then change this bottom slider to 20. Next step is to set up the steering wheel controls. Go settings, vehicle, click to learn. So then we choose volume down, hold volume down button. And then the next one, we can go volume up. And again, hold the button 5 seconds. It's SWC learning. And then we got previous track. That's the roller button down. And next song track, the roller up. And then we've got phone. So it'd be phone hang up. And then down again to phone answer. So you cannot set the source button, which is this rocker pushing down, because that's used to access the factory MyLink settings. So the next step is to set up the factory MyLink settings, and you just hold the source button in for a couple of seconds. And there you go. So we just need to set up info adapter settings. So you just use this source scroll button to go up and down and push it in to go in. So info adapter settings, we just need to set the preferences. Drive position right, park assist 4, camera connected yes, camera delay 0. Reverse priority is camera, park brake source speed, retained accessory power off. And then you can just hold the source button to exit all that. And then if you want to change these button light colors, go to vehicle, factory settings, 108 is the code. And then screen settings test and color light settings. So for myself, I don't want it to automatically cycle, and that. Set all those to the highest. That's the color you'll get, which is white, which is what I want. So tap out of that, tap out of that, and that's it for setup. And then just do a bit of a check. You want to check the reverse camera, other features. If it all works well, as you expect, and you can go and put everything back together in the reverse order. And then you can just enjoy